Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is the 9th. It's the 9th of September, and now there's already cats coming to join us, which is just fantastic. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I have this up correctly. I hope that you are having a great day. We're having, we've had false fall here in the Topeka area and probably a lot of the Central Plains. I feel like we've had false fall. I went yesterday with no air conditioning and some windows open, but I did start the air conditioning up this afternoon. Got a little warmer today, and I think it's going to be warmer for several days, but it's not going to have to be working overtime. Hello, I'm glad that you are here. I am Anne Marie. It's Tuesday. It's 6:30. I'm live. Thank you to everybody for the understanding of not being live last week. 2 weeks ago, I had the sore throat and powered through a video, and then I just started, I crashed over the holiday weekend. I was behind on everything. So I think maybe I have something together here. If you're here for the first time, hello and welcome. Please like this video and subscribe if you're not already. And if you ring the little notification bell, you'll get notified on your device when I am live, which is most Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. It's pretty rare I am on a different day. But if you ding the bell, then you'll know. I know here in the next couple of months, I want to start doing some other testing with the software I have to see what else I can do with it. So there's chances I'll be going live and you might get notifications and it's just me testing. So if it's always like a weird time, not the normal, you know, I'm more than likely testing. But you could always pop in and see what's going on. So, since I last available, if you do not have one already, if you are local and you're not coming to the crop, but maybe you can stop by, feel free to do that to pick up this catalog and or annual catalog. If you can't do that, reach out to me and we'll work on getting a catalog to you because it is fabulous. And I have this page marked because that's what we're going to be. This is my inspiration today, is where this is marked in here, and it will be fabulous. So on my little notes for the day, I talked about the mini catalog as well as the mini catalog. Also, there was new online exclusives, so it's fun to shop the catalog, but always make sure that you're going to the website, link below, and checking out all of the products, and always make sure to check out the last chance section for discounted products. And not all the products are discounted on last chance, but it is a last chance, and several of them are discounted. There were new kits that were released, and one of them, there's like little Christmas winter trucks, and then there's one that's like a card with a holder, and that is actually what Stampinup is going to be demonstrating and putting together during World Cardmaking Day, which you can sign up for that event free on the Stampinup website. So you want to make sure that you do that as well. Even if you can't attend live, because I won't be able to, it will be worth registering because you'll have access to the materials. Last year, we got a $5 coupon for registering after the event. Just a hint. I don't know if that's going to happen or not this year, but it's a thing they've been doing. Tomorrow is the last day to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. It is a fall themed, and I think the fall ones are always really great, and it does coordinate with the the autumn toil suite. So it does coordinate with this suite, which I showed off a little bit 2 weeks ago. I used some products from it. We did that in my stamp club. And then again, local folks, the crop is this Saturday. There is still room, so feel free to contact me to pay and get registered $20 for the day. Hello, Mom. So with that, let's get doing a little something. So today is kind of inspiration day. I was going through several ideas back and forth about what to do today because I Still don't have what I was planning. When I was planning for tonight, like on Saturday, Sunday, I did not have any other holiday paper or anything. I was like, oh, what do I do? I should do something out of the book. So I'm like flipping through, and I had die cut the tree out from that autumn toil. This is, I can't even show you the name because it's still in the envelope. Won't it be nice when we have our new packaging? The autumn tree dies, which coordinates with the autumn tree here. And so I was playing around with this. I was like, well, I could do something. And I had like this layer. I'm still trying to figure, does help us with these. This is a cool, like a really great die cut, and it's big. But while I was looking through, I was like looking at this, and then I was very intrigued by this. It's a one sheet wonder, and here's what they did with it. So I thought, well, it doesn't tell me what the cuts are, so I had to figure them out, and that's what we're going to do with different paper. And I have some cards made from a paper with this as the inspiration. So we're going to cut designer series paper live to mimic this one sheet wonder. So this is a 12 by 12. And then we're going to do some creating of some of these inspired cards. And we'll kind of talk through the inspiration as we go through that. So as I was picking for tonight's cutting, I did not pick a directional paper. My samples are using the Celebratory Sips DSP, because I had one sheet of this from Paper Share, from the first Paper Share. So my samples are using this, which is directional. So if I want you to think, I'm going to show you how to cut this as if it was directional, okay? So I do have this little sticky note to help me a little bit, because I had to fully, and this may not really be super helpful to you. I'm going to be very methodical with my verbal instructions. This is for me. But we are going to pretend that our pattern is going this way. So again, we're looking at this, and we can see that we have two cuts here with the direction. So to those two cuts, I know each of these cuts is 4 inches. 4 times 1, 2, 3 columns is 12. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cut 4 inches first. And I can actually, let's see if I can do it up top here. So here's my 4. Let's see. We're a little fuzzy. Let's try again. Autofocus. There we go. Ooh, that looks much better. Okay, so there's my first cut. So I need to come up even higher. And then our next 4 inches. Okay, so now I have 3 pieces, because this is kind of our little mock. So these are all 4 by 12. So these two on the sides are the same. So we are going to do those first. And, you know, for this it doesn't matter, but I'm going to try to do it accordingly. So the first cut, we're going to be 4, because we're 4. What is our standard length for a 4-inch wide layer? Is going to be 5 1/4, and I do need to do that down here. So here we have 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to throw that just so you can see on a card base. That is our standard layer. We're going to do one more. $5 1/4. So those two line up. And then this little piece here, we're going to use the flip side. And this one ends up being 1.5. So we have this and we have this. And I'll show it all when we're done cutting. So now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm leaving the middle for a second. I'm going to do this side, which mimics this side over here. And I am cutting this as if I am cutting a directional piece. For my little bibs and bobs, I needed to use this black and white paper for what I was doing. So here we are, same thing, and then here's our 1.5 inch piece. Now, this piece is, so when I first did this, I actually cut it 6, and then I realized, no, this one's not cut. This is a regular front. Now, do I understand why they did this one in the middle like that? I don't know, but it's the standard front. So, this one down here is 3 inches. Okay? So we're going to turn and we're going to cut 3 inches. So that's 3 by 4. And it's going to be the fun speckly side. Then we're at this middle piece, which is going to be the 5 1/4, our stamp, just like these 5 here. So there's our 5 1/4 in the middle. And then this leaves us, did I do it right? 3 3, yep, 3 3/4. So this is 4 by 3 3/4, and it'll be the off side. So I'm going to bring my little puzzle piece over so you can see. I'm going to have to I'm just going to physically see. Ta-da! We're doing a little move-in today with the camera. There's the space. So there's the cuts to do this. So just remember, now, could this been 5 1/4 starting at the bottom and then do this other cut? Yeah, but I guess it wouldn't look as cool in the catalog. That's the only thing I can come up with. But now we have our fronts. So I'm going to kind of group these in a couple ways, and we're going to do a couple cards. We may not get full cards, but we're going to get through some of the techniques that they are featuring. So the first one that I love is the coloring with the blending brush. So when you're looking at all of these cards here, you might not, you're like, well, there's the blending brush, and you read it. It's like, use the blending brush to add color, because this is the background of this paper is very vanilla. Our background is white. So we're going to use the blending brush, and we are going to add color. Hello, Gus. Just keep it on moving. Now the question is, I had the ink color. Oh, here we go. I have it. So I'm going to use Pool Party because I'm going to use some die cuts from the Wildflower Birthday 12 by 12. I have these little birthday die cuts, and I thought for this first one, there's this big flower image. It is very big. And we're going to kind of mimic this look here, but with these little die cuts. So that's why I picked this black and white. So we're going to color this. We're going to, so again, with your blender brush, I like to hold the head. I like to do little firm pressure on the ink pad. And then maybe a little dab stop off to the side. And we can always add more color. We just can't take it away. So adding color to your DSP is a great technique. You could use your brayer if you wanted. You could use a sponge dauber. I do think this is the blending brush is the nicest way. And we're kind of on this little birthday theme here. I have a happy birthday sentiment. I have these little strips here. Let's see. Yep. I have these cut at 1/4 inch already. You know, we could do the same color, but I kind of think the pink would be fun, or even maybe I think the peach is kind of fun. So we can quickly adhere this down. And we could use dimensionals with this if we wanted to, or not. I kind of think I'm going to place it down in the corner, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. I do really want to use dimensionals. I'm going to kind of keep them away from the edge, since I am going to go ahead and trim it up a little bit. So in the sample in the catalog uses some of the die cuts from the whole suite. But again, with this, you can just mix and match with what you have on hand. And then I'm just going to come through with my snips. Like so. I can't not do a diagonal or something. It's just too plain. Maybe I'd stick a little dimensional right there because it's hanging off. Take your pick tool. The spatula is great. So I've already peeled off both peelings on this dimensional. And I can kind of just lift this up. Place, hold, and pull. And then it needs probably a little bling on there. Hey, Lois! So there is the first card. The sample that I have with the celebrating sips. So I thought this is kind of fun. So I showed you this is what the paper looked like. It was a white background. And here I used the cloud cover, which is kind of mimicked in this flower here. And I did do the color all over there. And then I was kind of pulling, all of these I did celebrate for sentiments on this, since it's the drinks, off of the stamp set from the Scrapbooking Workshop kit. And kind of I've layered, like I have the little circle here with the stitched shapes to do that. So a little bit of a smaller. And then here's the catalog one. So let's try another one. So I thought this one here would be quite simple. So this is taking one of our backgrounds and our two 1.5 inch or 1 1/4, 1.5, 1 1/4, 1.5 inch pieces. So one of these and our two from up here to do something like this. And I don't have a circle, but you'll get the idea. All right, so here I am cutting banners. It is the bane of my existence. I know, cut up the middle, Anne Marie, and then cut towards the line. Yeah, it does. I've tried that. Doesn't work. Ooh, that one looks pretty good. So, if it's usually easier when it's not black and white paper. I'm going to line it up to try to make them the same. Try being. All right, I think I managed that. And let's see, we could pick, yeah, we could do this. We could do the pool party to match. And let's see, I have a plan for you. Maybe I have like a cupcake. I like this gold thing. There we go. Maybe something, oop, that's really high. How about something like that, perhaps? I'm seeing some thumbs up. I stamp so straight. You know, photopolymer is our friend, okay? And I have also found when I go ahead and cut it to the size that I want, I'm also more likely to stamp straight. The other tip for stamping straight is mounting it on your block. With photopolymer, especially when this one I've used a lot, I'll lay it on the grid sheet first and line it up that way instead of placing it. See, that one's not even that good. But I found when I when I place the block on top of the stamp, then I do really well. So I'm not going to assemble that one, but I do kind of like the way that looks, and then I think a little bling on there would be super cute. So the SIPS one is a little more contrast with the banners. So this is actually fussy cut from a different sheet. And I did add some ribbon here and this bling. Okay. I'm going to tuck all these pieces into here. So I will assemble that at some point in the near future. Now, one idea that I have that I did not have a sample for the first one. Let me make sure I'm... Okay, we're going to do that one. Okay. Is to use the Stampin' Blends to color. Now, so that's what this is. So with this paper here, it's already very colorful. So I just thought maybe I would do some Stampin' Blend coloring on the black and white here. And I have, I think this is the soft, see? Might end up looking like a baby card. So I thought there was a couple things, like I could color in here. Though my instinct is to color the whole background. And it's like, well, why would you color the whole background if you could do the blender pen, or you could do the blending brush? Well, you do get a much bolder look. And I guess I should have done the same color as the blending brush. But there was something inside me that wanted to use the soft seafoam. I was just like, really wanting to use the soft sifu. But I can avoid the leaves and it will keep that. I think the images retain their boldness a little bit better. Trying to go around. Does not need to be perfect. Now, does this effect work a lot better on the sample in the catalog? Absolutely, again, because it's the trees. And I do think it looks pretty magnificent. But since today is about inspiration, this is your reminder and your permission to get your blends out and color on your DSP. You know, maybe you have, maybe there's like, I don't know what other paper. Let's see, where's my little swatches? I have swatches. Maybe you had the turtle paper and you wish the watering can was blue. You could easily color that watering can blue because it's a light color. Maybe you want to change the color of the balloon. Let's see. On the boho vibes, I could see wanting to color in the white stripe, as you know, on these rainbow pieces. A different color, like black, would be really cool. I could see wanting to do that. Maybe, you know, you want to, you know, something on here you could color in there. I think that would be. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're looking at your designer series paper and you're like, if only this was this, it is possible with your blend. So you kind of get the idea and how that starts to, again, I probably should have chose that kind of transforms the paper a little bit. And I had picked the green because I had this birthday cake and I thought it would look pretty on here with this colored all the way with the green. I think I had another blue card base. I don't know if I like the pink. Maybe it should have been the peach, and I already see the blue would match the candles. Where did my, oh, it's right here. Ooh, maybe it should be on this base. So I will finish coloring that. There's your inspiration. Okay, last one that I'm going to do. We're going to take, let me make sure I pick the right one. So this is the bottom, this bottom cut here. And on this base, because this is the way we cut it, we're going to tilt it this way. And I thought these little balloons would be really cute on here. And I feel like I should do, will that fit? Let's get a new strip here. This one we will assemble. Get out our peach. What's our card base? 4 1/4. I should use the trimmer. How close am I? Wow, I did that really well. I kind of feel like the need to do that. Maybe. There's something about that I really like. So let's put this down. love this little... Does the glue really work if you don't use sound effects? Asking for a friend. We want lots of dimensional coverage here. Concentrating. And we have gold. We have these gold things. Sequins, metallic gems. I think they're active. It has been very difficult for me to keep track of what bling is in and what bling is out. I'm gonna be honest. It is a ongoing battle for me these days. I'm really good at saying when something's new, though. I think these are in the catalog, so they're... How about that? So here is my SIPs sample. I was really reaching out for the dies here. I have my fun little boho bow. I did stamping on the back because I thought this was like plain. And in the catalog, they kept it very simple. So they stamped and colored this. This is a stamped image from the stamp set. So they colored that with blends. They have a little ribbon behind there and the thanks sentiment. And you can see that on page 42 of the catalog. Oh my gosh, can you hear that? You gonna do that again? No, wow, that was a loud snore. So this looks super cute. I knew that balloon was going to look great on this background. So if you still have some of this paper with these die cuts, it looks really great with the black and white paper. I mean, it has, I've used a lot of bits and pieces from that paper pack. Again, this is the Wildflower Birthday 12 by 12. And there's these little cutouts too. But wow, these images look fantastic on the black and white. As I just knock things all over the place. So my last sample, here's my Celebrate. So these images, they were telling us that so here they just die cut a tree. But over here, they fussy cut this tree. So out of one of these, they sacrificed one of these to die cut this. So that's what I did with my Celebrate SIPs, is I sacrificed one of my panels to get these cups here, glasses of drinks. And then I kind of mimicked this one, but with this idea. So I used some ribbon to create this little stripe here, which they're using some of the new foil. And they did a little heat embossed sentiment there. And I added some bling. Did I use another one of these cups on one of my cards? I feel like I did, but what do I know? Oh no, I just have one already, so I have this one cut out still. Because I didn't use all of my pieces. So that's using, let's see, the One Sheet Wonder. How many of these are actually complete? This one is. Let's see, this one kind of goes with this one. And these two kind of go together. And I didn't assemble the others. So that's pretty good. We assembled two, mocked up two. We gotta finish coloring. So, ta-da, aha. I see aha, I see thumbs up. I like that. So hopefully this is inspiring. So once again, this is kind of that one sheet wonder. So you could follow kind of the circle of life here if you wanted to kind of continue this. But I feel like I kind of showed off the good one. The coloring, some die cutting or fussy cutting, coloring in other ways, using the two top for the little ribbons there in the back. And here they are stamping on the designer series paper, which is what I did here. It's just from another sheet from the same pack. There's like all these colored squares. They're just begging for you to cut them out and put sentiments on them. All right, let's switch the camera. So if you're still here, thank you. Please take a moment and like the video if you haven't already. Please remember to subscribe. If you are local and you're not signed up for the crop Saturday, there is still room. Would love to have you. Just reach out to me and we'll get you signed up. I'm going to leave this here so I finish coloring. And shop in the store for the new holiday products. Get the full stuff first. That's my recommendation to you, and then kind of work maybe towards the Christmas. But if there is something, especially like some bling or a ribbon or something that you really like in there, make sure to pick that up. If DSP and ribbon shares, I will have those for you Saturday at the crop. The stuff was delivered a day early. It came today, but Friday I'll be able to get all of those shares taken care of and have those for you Friday. There are no extra paper shares if everybody's always like, oh, is there an extra paper share? No, there's no extras. That's why you order when I tell you to. So, we'll see you hopefully at the crop if you're local. If you're not, we'll think about you. Think about us. We're going to be doing stuff. I am going to take paper pumpkins with me. There was a time in my life, not that long ago, I was caught up on paper pumpkins. Not so much anymore. So that's what I'm going to do. I actually had thoughts of, I'm going to take my scrapbooking workshop kit. And I was like, no, that's too much. Because I need to watch the videos to do those. If you have questions on anything, as always, please reach out to me. Otherwise, please mail a card or 2 or 10 out this week. Brighten somebody's day. It's so nice to get a card in the mailbox, with the stamp on it and everything. It'll brighten somebody's day, because that is always a great thing to do. Otherwise, we will see you around the internet. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week.